Hi everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be propagating a Hoya Obovata Variegated. So this plant is pretty cool. It started in this pot. This is actually the base of the plant, but it is also rooted into this pot and this pot. So if I try to pick this up, it ain't going anywhere. There's also, looks like a little Wayeti cutting in there, but we're gonna let him hang out because I think the Obovata actually grew into the Wayeti's pot and said, you know what, we're gonna be buddies. So what we're gonna do is propagate, but also leave it potted. I am gonna have some propagation material to put into cups or pots, as I showed you in my pothos video. If you have not seen that one, please check it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one so that it still has some decent vine to work with and it has some nodes to grow more off of. So I'm going to leave about that much. So now that is all by itself, freedom, totally disconnected, still rooted, and there's plenty of nodes for it to make new growth. So we're going to put that over to the side. Now let's move on to the next piece. Now this one, let's see, that's part of the Wayeti. This one is rooted right here, right underneath this node. This one and this one are not rooted in. So I'm actually going to leave this one also, and I'm just going to cut here. So now I have this lovely little Hoya cutting. Now, interesting fact about Hoya, when you cut them, they actually have a milky substance that comes out of the ends, and it can be toxic to certain skin types. So if you have sensitive skin, please wear gloves or something when you're propagating plants, because this stuff it's really sticky. So you don't want to get this all over you. Now we've got that one. So now if this actually lays down on the soil, I don't know if you can see it, but there are little roots starting. So once this stem makes contact with that soil, those roots are going to take off. So now I'm just going to separate it. Oh, it is rooted a little further down. All right, I'm going to cut right in between the two pots. Right there. Now they say to use a razor blade, but I'll cut my finger off if I use a razor blade. So it is actually rooted here. There isn't a node there, but the roots will grow along the stem. So there's another completely separated Hoya cutting. Now this one. This was the end, and as you can see, it's rooted in right there on the end node. And then it has this insanely long vine. Look at how long that is. It's got to be 3.5, 4 feet long. And there's actually a new little leaf forming. I feel so bad when I cut off new leaves. Let me see if I can turn it around. See the color on that. It's like bronze almost. They're so pretty when they're opening. Anyway, so we're going to leave all the way up to here because all of that will lay down nicely in the pot, and there's again some really nice roots there. So I'm going to cut right outside of that, but there we go. So now it's just going to lay down nicely right inside the pot and take root. Now for this guy. We're going to go on ahead just like on my pothos video. If you did not see it, please check it. You can leave this entire stem right here and just cut in between. You can leave 2 nodes for a cutting. It's completely up to you. All of this stem right here, a lot of it is just wasted. So it's sad, but it's true. So I'm gonna go on ahead and get rid of that pointless stem. I'm gonna actually leave that all together because that'll make a nice little cutting potted up. There's this node right here that has that new little leaf. There's a node right there. So I'm gonna leave those intact, and that's a cutting. Another node there, another node there. Those are really far apart, and you can actually see, you can see there's like a tiny little leaf starting right there on the side. Anyway, so I'm gonna leave that. I have a big pot that I can leave this particular group of cuttings down in. I am gonna cut this off because there's this much room between the node and the end. And yes, there are roots, but it'll be fine. And it looks a little wonky up here, almost like the stem started drying out. But we'll still put it in there. You never know what's gonna hit. So, at any rate, this is how you propagate Hoyas. At this point, like this one is horizontal, you could just lay them across soil, make sure the nodes have a little bit of soil activated near them, and you're good to go. And Hoyas are slow, so be patient, but I promise you they will get there. And you don't have to water Hoyas as much. They're almost like a cactus or a succulent in that way. Super easy to grow. So I hope this helps you all out and you enjoyed watching my video. Happy growing, y'all. Thanks for joining.